Okay, starting the fourth and final Thinkaloud. I'm doing it outside because it's a nice day, so hopefully you can actually hear me. We're gonna watch video. It's a 45-minute video. It's just an ad for the Smithsonian Gym. Okay. Ooh, rated TV 14. Let's see what happens. There's a lot of people talking at the same time. Oh, this guy wants to bring Jesus to the remote tribe. This is just like the first video where there's like these exotic people who have this crazy language and them being like westernized. It's, I don't know. It's such a weird trope for me, bringing Jesus to people. It's a very white savior complex kind of thing. Ooh, what rule? Ooh. Oh no. What could this be about? This is a lot of dramatization involved already. Drama in the linguistics community. Ooh. Wow, what a hook to make people watch this on TV. Understanding of language will be changed forever. It's like a movie trailer. But this is nonfiction. It's amazing what people will do to get people to watch stuff. 400 remaining. What happened to everybody else? Hummed or sung. And it's still part of the language? Oh, that's very unique. Is that like a Morse code kind of thing with the whistling? There's also tone involved I can hear probably. Has something to do with it. Is that the same language though? Is it a dialect? Does it count? That is very unique. Now they're using words. But like, is it linear to the whistling thing that we heard earlier? Or back to the whistling. Okay, so he actually has to, like, give them things before doing this research. I guess that's nice. Could be seen as bribery, but if the people ask for them beforehand, I guess that's okay. Cool hat. What theory is that? He seems like a cool guy so far. I have to wonder where the controversy comes from. But it sounds like he questions some bigwigs. As we know, there's a lot of ego in the linguistic community, so there's easy for there to be drama. Well, how come they accepted the linguistic guy if they're rejecting all other kind of outside contact? Because he gives them good gifts? Because he's nice? Aww. Little baby. Why does it have to be missionaries the ones that bring the medicine? Why can't they be non-religiously affiliated doctors or something? So he was a missionary first, linguist second, is what I'm getting. Oh, and he plays guitar. Wow, they're really trying to play this guy up as like a cool guy. He's a good guitar player, but is he a good linguist? Oh boy. Wow. Rebel linguist. Oh my god. What? This guy's life story is crazy. Meeting someone at 16, marrying at 17, and then, oh, let's become missionaries. Okay. I have questions about this guy. Why are we spending so much time on this guy's backstory? I would much rather talk about the Piraha than talk about this white missionary. Let's get to the language. Okay. Yes, it is inherently colonialist. Thank you for recognizing that. Doesn't sound like he said that's a bad thing, though. Maybe he's okay with that. Oh, they're scared of him. They're not answering. Oh, do they like him? Do they get excited when Dan shows up? Okay, so they do recognize him. Guy sounds like an egomaniac. Don't even have a word for camera. Of course they don't. I just think it's funny, the people seeing thing. Oh, former wife. So you mean the girl he married at 17 after a year of knowing her didn't work out? Ooh. Oh, wow. Aww, that's so cute. Oh no.
By the time we are done, building will be nearby. Oh yeah.
Oh jeez.
Get a lot of
Still not really learning anything about the language yet. Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff. Aw, what is that thing?
We don't have enough time to make friends.
I remember him saying something about having a crooked head versus straight head thing. I'm curious about that. Oh, there's a lot of cognates. Oh, okay, so it's all about the tonal language. Those weren't even related words, but they all sound the same except for the tone. It's subtle. Huh. Oh, that's very interesting. No colors or past or future tense. They have no numbers. How does that even work?
Can I talk to you? Not impressed. That is good at the eat and go back.
Wow, that is very unique. So before you could probably say that a numeral system is universal, but this is the counterexample. That's very unique. No concept of number. Wow. That's very cool. So they still have the kinship, which is related to the reading that we had today. They still have the kinship and the names and labels, but just no concept of number. That's very weird cognitively. It's just hard to comprehend. Well, I mean, in that kind of agricultural society, you have to have that kind of knowledge. The only reason we don't have that kind of knowledge is because of the society we live in today, post-industrial society. Oh, that's interesting. You rub it on your eyes and it makes you stay awake. Oh, very cool. Are we talking about time on Monday, or might have been last Wednesday actually? Were there other languages where there was no past or future? I can't remember. I know there were ones where they have past and future conceptualized differently, but these people have no concept, linguistically, of past or future. That's very cool. That's also a very, like, popular, trendy thing right now, mindfulness, living in the moment. So for these guys, there's literally no other option. But the real question is that dictated by the language, or is it the other way around? So there are a lot of conceptual and cognitive differences within this language. Seems to be not present in any other language. So unique. Oh, we're getting back to the drama. Great.
See you guys, bye. Yeah, I'll go pick it up and go to lab.
Yeah, these guys don't seem to be the one that would take to missionaries or coming to Jesus. I don't think. That's a really cool thought. Wow, not a very good missionary. I don't feel bad for him. Oh, that's what caused the divorce. Okay. I take back what I said earlier. But it's because their relationship was based in the missionary profession, which is... Oh, that's really upsetting. It's actually kind of ironic how their whole profession is based on changing other people's religion, but when he changed his religion, they sort of shunned him a little bit. Awkward. So this is when he moves to linguistics. Oh boy. I bet you love that, Renee. You'd want to pick a fight with Noam Chomsky, and this guy's doing it. It's probably why you picked this video. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, here's where we get to the linguistic controversy. Now I'm excited. Rule breaking. Oh boy. Yikes. Wow, yeah. That can cause a lot of controversy. Oh, I remember learning about that earlier. So this doesn't have recursion. That is a pretty basic concept of all languages ever. So why can't this language have that? Really? I want to hear the example of this. How can this be possible? Yeah, that's a pretty big thing. Recursion's like a really big deal. Right, we've learned all about this, the universal grammar. Yeah, that's just sort of universal grammar's an accepted thing. Like everybody's just like, yep, sounds about right. But it only takes one counterexample for it to be not universal. That's the issue with something so absolute. Just takes one counterexample and it sounds like this guy found it. Oh, Steven Pinker. I love Steven Pinker. I'm using a lot of his work for my final project on swearing. He's a cool guy. Ooh, so Pinker is on Everett's side. Oh, sounds like he has somewhat of a similar view as you do. Wow. Yeah, this is a really big claim now that I'm actually understanding what this is about. That's huge. It's a scary thing, though, from the perspective of the Piraha, is that in order to really check this theory, more people are going to have to go visit the Piraha people. And I don't know if that's a good thing for them and their culture and their way of life. That could be dangerous. But all in the name of research.
my gosh, hi. April, president. No. Oh, girl. Yeah. They're making me. You already in? Already. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, this can get really fundamental. It can get pretty spiritual, ironically. It's the actual characteristic of human communication and human language. That's some deep stuff. It's not just about, you know, the idea of recursion. It's a lot more than that.
I'm reading it just now. Unfortunately, I still have my iPad right now. Is just great. Well, if you just email me directly the questions, like, no, that's okay. That can help, but I don't the truth also is okay, because I was like, well, if you just yeah, no, I like woke up this morning and I like fell back asleep. Like 12:47 and I woke up and I was like, shit, I have an exam. I thought it was easy. Yeah. Yes, I'm coming. Yeah, they started
Oh man, this is a big deal. Dramatic. Wow. There's so much drama, so much politics in this. It's just language. Why would this be racist? Why would that phrase be racist, that languages evolve to meet their cultures? I think this is sabotage. This is so political. This is like a soap opera, a linguistic soap opera. Yeah, science is about discussion. This is a very anti-linguistic practice, just not allowing any other kind of perspective to be talked about. It's actually something that's on the course evaluations at this school. One of the things is like, does the professor allow discussion for things that like don't concur with their point of view or something like that? And that's important. That's really important in intellectual discussion and education as a whole. This guy seems very impassioned about something. I don't know what that says. Aww, this is getting pretty sentimental. What is this guy so angry about? They're not translating him, they're not giving him subtitles. Ooh, so dramatic. This is almost like a film. I mean, you know what I mean, like a non-fiction, or a fiction film. Just like a story, a dramatic story. That's a creative solution. That's a lot of data. Oh, this is cool how they're getting into actually compiling a linguistic database and analyzing it that way. That's pretty cool. Learning about different kinds of methodologies for analyzing language is pretty fascinating. How did they come up with the script for the language? It didn't seem like the Piraha would have a written language. So did they just make up a written language based on what the language sounds like? I'm very curious about that. I bet you they're not going to talk about that. Who created the script for this language? Ooh, how so? How have they been transformed? Oh, wow. They've been industrialized. Oh, wow. That's a big deal. Is this a good thing? Oh wow, there's a school. Okay. Maybe this is where they created the script language. Oh, they learned Portuguese. Okay. So now they have to actually learn a different language. How is that gonna go? That's gonna make a huge difference. Especially considering it was a highly isolated language. And now these children, as they're young, even before the critical period, they're learning a second language that's very different from their own, very mainstream, had time to develop on sort of a global scale. How's that going to impact the use of their first language, Piraha? Sure, they like the technology. Everyone would. It's convenient, it's happy. Oh, they have TV too. They have experience with mainstream media. That's going to make a huge impact. This is crazy. You can't even predict what kind of impact this would have on the language and culture. They're becoming mainstreamized, I guess. Gosh, that is, I guess, positive and negative. Yeah. It's possible that their language is in danger of disappearing now. So why wouldn't you speak Portuguese? More people understand it. Mm. I guess they are pretty stubborn people. Maybe they will still thrive in their own way. Just thinking about the new generations, though. As new people, new children grow up with the schools and the TVs and all that. Maybe their stubborn nature will soften and they will welcome in this new global culture.
Something like that. Other science. Other science classes. They separate. Instead of
Oh, we're back in the city. Okay, now we're back into the analysis of the language. What did they find? Oof. Okay. No evidence for recursion. That's a pretty big deal. I don't actually know what a good size for a corpus is. Is 1,000 sentences a lot? Is that not a lot? Is it a good amount? I have no idea. Sounds like a lot to me. There's no conjunction. Wow, that's a big deal. No and. Sorry, I'm shifting around a lot. Not super comfortable, but I'm almost done. Hey, what does Chomsky think about this? Oh, really? How is there no doubt? He didn't actually say anything. Oh, that's kind of funny how the parallel there started with trying to convert religions. Now we're trying to convert Chomskyians. Ah, title of the show. Aw. Aw, they miss him. Why won't they let him visit the Piraha? That's actually so sad.
No, she didn't get it. The other little kid gave it. I do. I love Thinkaloud. I love
Aw. Wow. That's kind of a sad story. The fact that they won't let him go back and the Piraha want to see him. And Kunai won't let him for purely political and petty reasons. Very interesting story, though. No recursion. I have to wonder how true that is. I guess I don't really know enough about linguistic research to be fully confident in Dan's idea, but it's very intriguing. And you know what? Anyone that challenges Chomsky to the degree that he does has my respect. But I really hope that everything works out for the Piraha people. They seem really cool. They don't have any past or present, so they're living in the moment. It's very cool. I enjoyed that.